Welcome to Live with Elder Kabir, where we are reminded to be faithful in the little. I am the voice behind the scenes, Deacon David. Today we have an encouraging show for you. Please watch till the end, and we hope you are blessed by this live stream.
Hey, shalom, shalom, saints out there. Thank you guys so much for being with us for another live stream with your Elder Kabir. Hey guys, I'm so glad. Like I said, I just want to give all praise to the Most High Yah, and just for being a part of this amazing ministry, Straightway Truth Ministry, led by our pastor, Shepherd Charles Dow Jr. And I'm just thankful. I'm thankful for my master for just choosing me from before the foundation of this earth, just choosing me, giving me eyes to see, ears to hear, and to be able to be here for such a time as this. These are some exciting times, as crazy as the world may be, but these are some exciting times. So once again, I'm just so thankful to be here with you guys. And we have an amazing show. We are pretty much going to be doing Leading by Example Part 2. There was a lot of things we didn't even cover from last week, and so we are going to wrap it up here. And so that's pretty much where we're going to go. Anything you have to add to that, Deacon?
Yes, Elder, can you bring your mic just a little bit closer? I think that would be a little helpful
Can
here.
anybody hear me? You should do a
How
sound
we
check.
coming in, Saints? How's Elder's mic? How's my mic? We figured out our technical difficulties.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
We're back to our regular audio, so everything should be coming in smoothly. We should have definitely a much smoother.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear me? Do I need to do anything on my end, or
How am I coming into you? Am I
you
good?
sound good to me?
Okay. You sound good to me so far. Elder's
All
clear.
right.
Thank you, brother TJ. Bless you, bro.
Thank you,
Good
guys.
to see you soon, man. I know you're coming up soon.
Yep.
Hallelujah. How you been this week, Elder? I know it's been a quite an eventful. We had an eventful last week. This week's it's getting eventful because we have some things coming up. But how you been doing?
It's good. It's good. You got you got things that come up, just, we got things with the village that we got to deal with. We got,
Oh, yeah.
it's just a lot, it's a lot, but I'm looking forward to the new year. We got the year of the month of a bib coming
Yeah.
up. And so I'm looking forward to that. So we got a lot on our plate. So yeah, we got a lot on our plate, getting ready for the feast of Passover, of unleavened bread, and the
True New
first,
Year, right? The true New Year.
the true New Year. That's it. You know,
New Year that you have coming up.
the world will call us April Fools. We will be considered the April Fools because, believe
Yeah,
it or
tell them
not,
about that.
the
What is
new
April?
year, huh?
Tell them about that. What is April
Yeah,
Fool's?
actually, the new year used to be during the beginning of spring. That was the new year, the April, around late March and early April. That used to be the new year, and then they changed it. They changed it to January, right after December, and so and then obviously they didn't have technology, so the people that was still keeping the new year during the spring, they were called April Fools. Look it up. You can do your own research. Try to use your own minds, do your own research to see that. But we would be considered the April Fools. But this is New Year. It's kind of amazing. I live here on the land of Wisconsin, and I use, in Wisconsin, we do have it is a four season uh, area, but sometimes it feels like it's two season, winter and summer. But
Yeah, for
but
real.
uh, but they do have because I grew up in California. California is pretty nice. We pretty much had nice weather. And then you had fall and raining, but it was pretty much just it never rained in Southern California. They had a song like that, and forgive my joyful noise there. But coming out here, I thought it was cool because I really understood what it meant to have four seasons. I was like, like to me, fall was revolved around school, or or spring was around school. Everything was revolved. My whole correlation of the season had to do with my time going to school, and summertime was when we were off school, and spring and things of that nature, spring break and things of that nature. But when you come out here, you literally can see the 4 seasons. So right now we're in the winter. We're coming out of winter. We only in Wisconsin here, it takes some time here, but we're kind of dealing with the winter. Yep, that's us right there clearing out we had like how many, like 9 inches of snow. That's me. Is that me or you just driving? Or are you walking?
I'm walking.
Wow, that's a lot of snow here on Praiseland. So you can see the snow that we were clearing out there. That's me on the tractor there. But in Wisconsin, literally when the spring is coming, you start seeing the birds coming. You start hearing the birds chirping, choop choop. You start the trees are starting to bud. And it's like, wow, that's why they call it spring. Like I know, guys, please don't judge me. I grew up in California, so but it was just like, wow, this is spring. Things are literally springing up.
Yeah.
And then spring goes into fall. Now it even makes more sense. I had to like memorize it, like saying my A B C D E. Like I had to have a way to remember, but it wasn't like logically. It wasn't concrete in my head. Living out here made the seasons more concrete for me. And so you got your summertime is really hot, humid. You got the mosquitoes out. And then, from summer is fall. Literally, you have leaves turning red. The things start turning from green to brown to red, beautiful red colors. And then it falls. I said, oh, fall. Literally, all the leaves are falling and everything. And then, obviously, winter is right there. You got the winter coming up, and there you see me out there with my tractor, or
You don't have a heavy coat on there, Elder. What's going on? I mean, it looks like you're
well, we were very fortunate to that's a nice tractor that has a nice it's an indoor you have a cabin in there. It's very heated in there. It actually can get too hot in there. It's very nice, very nice. But yeah, we got some work out here. So we're trying to get our garden starting up this year, and all of our garden is literally we got this year we have invested a lot of money in doing some growth in the house.
Yeah.
So what they call that, like pre-seeding or
we sprouting
and stuff like that. So maybe one of these shows I'll show you guys a video of what we did this year. But we're hoping to have a good season.
Yeah, we're gonna do some updates as we get going and all that.
We had to compete with the deer here. We have a lot of
I think we figured out that problem because we set up a nice fence last year, obviously after the fact, but so this year should be a lot better situation.
So yeah. So anyway, guys, well, let me get into today's show here. So guys, last week I was talking to you guys about leading by example. And I was telling you guys that in Israel, we really need to understand our role as men. We are the men. You got to have a vision for your family. If you are a husband, you are the head of your home. If you're a single brother, you need to lead your life well. You have a master in Yeshua HaMashiach. He is your master. You're his bride. And while you're single, use this opportunity to learn how to be a good bride, be a good, obedient bride to your Messiah. Now, by the grace of Yah, if you're part of this ministry called Straight with Truth Ministry, if you're part of this ministry, we have order. We have a hierarchy. It's a very patriarchal rule in our ministry. And if you're in community or if you're part of assembly, obey those who rule over you. That's a good way. If these men can speak well of you and say, man, this is a good brother. He shows up on time. He does the things we tell him to do. He works hard. If you can have a witness from an elder or a community head or brothers or just a good reputation in Israel, then that means you're doing a good job. When the time comes, you can now teach and demand your woman to be a good bride, because you know what it takes to be a good bride, because you've been leading your life to be a good bride to your Messiah.
Yeah.
So every man that gets a woman should be able to teach her what she's been doing. That's when Yeshua came down, he literally taught us to do what he did. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know if my English is proper there, but Messiah showed us how to be a good bride. He was submitted to the Father. His meat was to do the will of the one who sent him. Who's greater, the one who did the sending or the one who was sent? Who's greater, Deacon?
The one who did the sending.
The one who did the sending. See, he said, I was sent. So because he was sent, he recognized that since I was sent, I'm not as great as the one who sent me. And so, men, single brothers, you have an opportunity to use your time of singleness to learn how to be a good bride, because those are the skills. These are the things that you're going to need to be able to teach your woman, your first possession, on how to be a good bride. Look at what Yeshua said here. He says, unto them, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me and to finish his work, not my work, not doing my own thing, but to finish his work. So if you're murmuring and you're complaining about the person who's ruling over you, the community head, the pastor, if you're murmuring and complaining and you're being lazy, guess what? You're going to end up having a woman doing the same thing to you. So always be mindful, because that is the mindset that you need to have when you're leading your woman. See, I don't let my women talk to me anyhow. I can't. I don't let my children talk to me anyhow, because I recognize the office I sit in. I'm the father. I'm the husband. Now I'm an elder. Even in straightway, I'm an elder. They have to show me a certain type of respect and reverence, because I'm thinking that if you're disrespecting me, you're disrespecting Messiah, and I'm not going to allow you to disrespect Messiah. Even Paul says, "Be ye followers of me, even as I also follow the Messiah." So that's how you have to look at it. You have to understand, you're not just like, well, it's just me. I don't care. My wife can do whatever she wants, and I'm going to be the cool dad. No, you can't be doing that. That's wicked. Because by you, I remember one time, I'll give you an example. I remember one time when I used to play for the Packers. It was in my rookie year. I just came from college, went into the pros. And Mike Sherman, he was the head coach of the Green Bay Packers at the time. This is even before he became GM. And I remember his son, Benjamin. His name is Benjamin, but Ben Sherman. He came up and he called me Mr. Gbaja-Biamila. I was like, wow. I mean, when he said that, you have to say, I just came out of college, right? I'm a young man. I'm only 22 years old. I have this boy, I think he's in his teens, his early teens. And he's calling me, yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Gbaja-Biamila. And I literally corrected him and said, hey, you can call me Kabir. And I remember, but he didn't even, I don't even think he did what I told him to say, but he kept saying, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I remember I said, wait a minute. His dad must have told him, you respect those men in that locker room or at the office. When you go out there, you don't just address them anyhow. You show them respect. And I'm thinking like, yeah, he should call me Mr. Gbaja-Biamila. He should, have some type of respect and not treat me like I'm common or I'm his equal and everything like that. But like that time, I didn't have any children. I wasn't married. I was a single brother coming from college. And it made me realize it's not about me, because you know what it was? I was more concerned about not feeling old, not feeling like I'm my dad. You see, that's the world we come from. We say, well, I don't want to feel old. It's not about us. We got to start thinking about the next generation, because we're setting the tone on how they're going to have to deal with the Father, our Heavenly Father, who they cannot see. We are the representation of the Father when it comes to the generation before us or after us. So anyway, so that's why it's important for us to know our role, men. So we want to start here in Exodus. I want to show you guys now, before we go to the scripture here, I want to show you guys something here. I want to challenge you brothers out there. When you read the word, and I hope you guys are reading the word, but when you read the word, really try to put yourself in the storyline. Like, read it and read it slow and get understanding, but try to see where you are in that picture, in whatever situation you may be in, because you're going to be amazed. So many of us brothers, I'll give an example. Like, I get it. Like, one of my, if I was going to say my insecurities, I wouldn't say I mean, I can write. I went to college. I can write, but writing is not something that I like. Whoa, I get to write a 5-page paper. That's not something that I look forward to. Now, give me math, give me the handling of money, give me those stuff. I mean, I can do all that stuff. But when it comes to actually writing, that's kind of, that's something that I kind of are when it comes to singing. I'm not, I mean, Deacon, you said I can sing if I use the auto tune. You said that helps me out a little bit, right? So
I said anybody can sing. That doesn't mean everybody should sing.
okay, so I mean, am I in the category that I should not sing, or what are you saying, Deacon? What
I'm saying,
remember, I am elder, but I'm gonna let you speak.
I'm saying that if some people have been imparted gifts, and some people need to seek other gifts.
Okay, so yeah. Well, singing probably is not my gift, but anyway, or it may be anything. It could be anything that you may feel like maybe you're in a relationship with your woman and you feel that she's probably more spiritual for whatever reason. I don't even, I used to think that my former ex-wife was more spiritual than I was, but really what I was describing, she was just more emotional. She was just more emotional and crying and waving her hands and and things of that nature, but I was more in the word. I was more concrete. And so I don't know, maybe I thought maybe she was more spiritual and I was just more legalistic, which in Christianity, that's all discombobulated. But you guys get what I'm saying. But the point is, it doesn't matter how you see yourself. All that matters, who is your master? And as long as we all believe that Yeshua HaMashiach is our master, there's nothing that we cannot do. But even if you have these little insecurities in you, and we all have them, okay? Some of us, I mean, we all, I'll from Pastor Dow all the way down, we all have little things that we just say that, man, I hate doing. This is something that, like, I'll do anything but that, but are some things, okay, I know I have to do it because I have to do it, but I hate doing it. So that's all I'm saying. It may be big, it may be small, but we all have that. But that does not limit us to still be able to be the leader. If you take a jockey, remember I used the jockey and the horse analogy? I can tell you right now, I don't know too many jockeys that can beat a horse on a foot race. I can't see that happening. So a jockey can say, well, man, I'm never going to be as fast as a horse. I'm not as strong as a horse. I'm not as powerful as a horse. I'm not. But guess what? That horse still needs a jockey to guide him, to lead him, to train him to victory, because without a jockey, that horse is pretty much full of power, but just useless. There you go, disqualified. A jockeyless horse is like a headless woman. That's why we all need, if we're the horse, we need a jockey. And thank Yah that our jockey is Yeshua HaMashiach. And if you're a woman, I hope you have a father that's your jockey, or your husband. But if you don't, or if you're none of these, and then maybe you have a community head or an elder or somebody that's able to give some oversight, be able to direct you, demand of you, and command you to do things, and you're obeying those things. But we all need some type of guidance, each and every one of us. So, but let me hit on this insecurity. So we have a great example. So this is an example. So when I go into let's say when I'm feeling insecure, whatever that may be, thinking like, man, I can't sing, or I don't feel like I'm a good speaker, or, I'm not as eloquent like, John F. Kennedy or Dr. Martin Luther King or Obama or whatever. I'm just throwing out names here, right? But then I'm reminded that we had a great leader in Moses. He was a man. And let's go here now. Let's go. We're going to go. It's going to take us right into our reading. I want to show you guys stuff here. So we're going to read the scriptures. So this is how I'm going to show you. So guys, I'm going to do a play-by-play on how I go through scriptures, and then how I put myself in it. I'm going to try to make it very concrete for you brothers, because I want you guys to know everything you need to lead your family, to lead your life, to lead your family is in the Bible. It's literally, you have your playbook right before you. All you got to do is pick it up and use it. And so I'm hoping that I can impart for you guys some wisdom on how to use the word to lead your family, to set vision, to be able to to when you're in a tough situation. Think about, how did the people of old do it? How would, you see pastor doing, leading the charge. How would pastor do the situation? But we have the Bible. We have the Bible. We have people in real life here in our time right now that there's doing it before us. And we have things in the Bible. So let's start at Exodus chapter 4, verse 10 to 16. Do you actually have that, or do we have to? We're going to read that.
We're not to read it, but I do have have the last two verses highlighted.
Okay, let's just read it, and then we'll highlight that verse.
And then
So
we're reading from the Scriptures version. Just
okay, let's read. We're going to read from the Scripture version. Read.
And Moshe said to Yahweh, "O Yahweh, I am not a man of words, neither before nor since you have spoken to your servant, for I am slow of speech and slow of tongue."
So Yah is asking Moshe to go to Mizraim, to Egypt, to go rescue his people. He's telling him to go and tell the Pharaoh. This is the most powerful man in all of Egypt. Okay, at this time, this is probably the most powerful nation at that time. And Yahweh is telling Moshe to go. Now look at, he's doing the sending. He is sending. So we already know who's great here. Yah is great because he's sending Moshe to go to Pharaoh and tell him to let my people go. Now, Moshe is thinking like, whoa, like, who am I? Like, can you find somebody else? I can't speak. Like, it seems like terrifying, because in his mind, he's slow of speech. He's not an eloquent speaker. It sounds like he's not good. Now, when we watch these movies of Moses, the 10 Commandments, I mean, it's not really. I mean, really, in real life, Moses was not a good speaker, and so or at least he believed he wasn't a good speaker. But in the movie, you have Charleston Heston speaking. That didn't happen. He wasn't doing the talking.
Yeah.
And so we're going to show you how Yah resolved this. Now, why am I showing this stuff? Because this is what we can do. But read. So Moshe is talking to his husband, or to his master, in this case Yahweh, and saying that I don't feel like I can do what you're telling me to do. How many of you brothers have women who are insecure too? You can put it down there. How many of you brothers that you tell your woman to do and she doesn't feel like she can do it? So if you want to know how to be able to encourage her to be able to do the things that you are commanding her to do, let's look at what Yah did here. And if you are a brother who feels insecure in leading his home, well, yeah, I don't know if I'm spiritual enough. I don't know if I have what it takes, or I'm smart enough, or I'm this, or my woman has a college degree. I only have a high school degree, and what can I do? Let's put ourselves in here, and let's see what the ends came out. Was Yah limited by Moshe's ability not to speak? Did Yah get upset or not upset? We're gonna see what's natural. So there's so many different places you can put yourself in this story. So let's read.
Verse 11. And Yahweh said to him, "Who has made man's mouth? Or who makes dumb or deaf or seeing or blind? Is it not I, Yahweh? And now go, and I shall be with your mouth and teach you what to say."
So listen, look how Yah speaking. He's saying, bro, man, come on. He spoke with confidence. He said, hey, I'm the one that makes the blind. I'm the one that makes the blind see. I'm the one that makes the deaf hear. I mean, there's nothing that I cannot do. Just go. I will be with you. Okay. Is that what he said here? He says, go. And he said, I will teach you what to say. See, brothers, you got to always put yourself in a position that you're going to teach your woman. That's your job. Anything that a woman wants to learn, she needs to go home to her husband and learn from him. She shouldn't be going around asking the pastor, going to ask some other sister, or going to asking some other brother. She needs to go home and ask her question to her husband. Even if the husband doesn't know, guess what, husbands? Let me tell you a little secret. Here's the secret. If you don't know the answer, just give her the manly answer. Hey, that's a good question. Let me get back to you. You don't have to tell her I don't know. Let me get back to you. That's a good question. Let me meditate on that. Now, that's all you have to tell her. Now you can go and look it up for yourself. Or if you don't know, you can reach out to a brother or to an elder or to the pastor and say, hey, I have a question. I have to give an answer to my household, and then he tells you, and you look it up and you research it, and you look to see that this is the answer, and I feel good about this. Now you can say, hey, honey, hey, come here. Let's say, hey, remember you asked me 2 days ago? It could be 2 days ago. It could be hours later. Hey, hey, I meditated, I thought about it, and here's my answer to your question. And now you get to teach her. Don't run from your responsibility. Just because you don't know the answer at that very moment doesn't mean that you're incompetent. You have brothers, you have elders, you have people that you can go to get the answer. You have the book. You have the book. But even if you don't know how to operate the book, you have elders, pastors who's literally feeding us understanding and knowledge and understanding. And once you get that, you can now present it to your family, to your woman, about what it is that she asked the question for. And women, don't be usurping your husband and shaming him by going to ask somebody else. You ask your husband and you wait until he gets back to you. He will get back to you. Allow him to lead, and allow him to teach his family. You don't go in there and say, well, this is what T.G. Jake said, and this is what Pat. No, you just go to your husband. And husband, you go and somebody will teach you, and you can go back and teach your family. All right, let's keep going here. So one thing is what? Men, be confident. Like Yah was confident with Moshe. Hey, bro, I got this. Don't worry about this. I got this. I'm the one that have the ability to do this stuff. So just go, do what I said. I'm sending you. I will teach you what to say. Just do what I say, and you will be successful. That's what we need to be like that, man. We need to be confident when we're leading our women. We don't have to have all the answers right there, but guess what? When they ask you a question, you're going to be able to find the answer. Because her asking you that question is going to put you in a position to now learn something new. And now you're going to become much wiser. And over the time, and you're going to have little children growing up. And guess what? The beauty about little children, they don't know that you don't know. But as you grow into this stuff and you grow into your leadership, into your wisdom, they're not going to even know that you didn't know. They can say, man, my daddy taught me everything. Man, my dad is the smartest guy. Man, my dad is he's my hero. So just stick with it. Be confident. Be confident in the position that Yah put you. So your confidence is not in you. Your confidence is in Yah. He made you the head of the family. Read verse 12. Or what is it? What 13?
Verse 13. But he said, oh, Yah, please send by the hand of him whom you would send. And the displeasure of Yahweh burned against Moshe. And he said,
Stop. So look at this. So now people says, well, you shouldn't get upset because your woman, hey, man, sometime your woman is going to do some foolish stuff. She's going to say things that upset you. Guess what? That's normal. Don't beat yourself up. That matter of fact, I got upset. He said, what? Because when Moshe was said, please send somebody else, don't send me. But Yah was upset because Moshe, he doubted. He was dealing with a little bit of doubt here. He was dealing with doubt. Let's just call it what it is. He didn't doubt Yah, but he doubted that, Yah, you can't use me. If you use me, you'll be very limited in what you can do. And so Yah, he was displeasured and burned against Moshe. But Yah didn't go and strike him down right then and there. Some of us just wanted, I'm done with this woman. No, be patient. Be patient. So guess what? He understands. He understands our weakness and how feeble. And we got to understand that our woman is the what? The weaker vessel. She's the weaker vessel. And so she's not going to think the way you think. Her thoughts are not going to be the same as your thoughts. Just like our thoughts are not the same as Yah's thoughts. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. His ways are higher than our ways. And so he's got to be patient. So guess what? Who comes up with the solution? Yah comes up with the solution to help his servant Moshe to succeed, to be able to do his will. And we're going to see the solution that Yah gave to his servant. And this is what you brothers can be doing for your woman. When you see your woman struggling in an area, hey, maybe you need to get her help. Find ways to make her successful. Because when she succeeds, you succeed. You don't want to make her look bad. put her in a position to win, to be success. That's our job. We're the coach. We're the head coach. Our job is to put our players in the best position so that they win games, that they win in life. All right? Read. Let's see what Yah did to help Moshe succeed.
And he said, "Is not Aaron the Levite your brother? I know that he speaks well. And see, he is also coming out to meet you. And when he sees you, he shall be glad in his heart."
And so now look at, see, so he found somebody, his own brother. He said, hey, I got a brother, and this is his older brother. He speaks well. So he had the gift of speaking well. But guess what? Now here's a perfect example. We can even use this as a good example. You got Aaron who speaks well. Aaron is not only well-spoken, but Aaron is the oldest. And you would think that Aaron should be leading the people, not Moshe. Moshe is the youngest brother. He can't speak well. You got Aaron, who's the oldest, and you got one who can speak well. And you would think that Yah would use Aaron and not Moses. But guess what? Yah chose Moses because he was like a child. He was a child, like he was the faithful one. So he used him. So don't let them look down on you because of your youth. Don't let your woman look down on you because of lack of education or whatever. You may have grown up and maybe you was the youngest brother, or maybe you weren't the smartest growing up, and now you have your own family, and because of all these things that have been put on our hard drive, on our soul, and in our brains about who we think we are, we have these insecurity that comes in and it affects our leadership style. But we got to put our faith in Yah. So Yah doesn't go pick because, oh, he's the oldest, I'm going to pick him. No, he picked Moses. Moses is the one he picked. He probably picked him because he was the least, so that he can make him great. Okay, let's read. I hope this is making sense. If this is making sense, guys, please type in a 7. And guys, I see 46 people in here. Hit the like button. If you're new, subscribe. But hit a 7 if this is making sense, guys, to you.
Hallelujah.
Read. You can read while they're putting a 7.
Sure. And you shall speak to him and put the words in his mouth. And I am with your mouth and with his mouth, and that shall teach you what to do. Verse 16. And he shall speak for you to the people, and it shall be that he shall be a mouth for you, and you shall be an Elohim for him.
So you see right here. So at the end of the day, it reminds me when you see in 1 Corinthians, right? In 1 Corinthians 11, where he says the head of every man is Christ, and the head of every man, woman is man, but the head of everything is Elohim. So he's saying, hey, I would tell you, you would tell Aaron, and at the end of the day, Yah is directing the whole thing. That is how we as men, we got those type of layers in our own house. And every type of leadership structure, you're going to have all these different layers. So let's read here. So I want to show you. It says, right, this is the King James version. Oh, this is the same scripture version here. So this is Exodus 4:15-16. It says, read that.
And you shall speak to him and put the words in his mouth.
So he's saying you speak to him and put the words in his mouth. So I want Moshe, I'm going to speak to you the words, and you're going to put it in Aaron's mouth. Read.
And I am with your mouth and with his mouth, and I shall teach you what to do.
So he said, I'm with your mouth and his mouth. I'm with you both. So you do this. Okay, read.
And he shall speak for you to the people.
So Aaron is going to be the speaker to the people, not Moses. Aaron is going to speak to the people. Read.
And it shall be that he shall be a mouth for you, and you shall be an Elohim for him.
So Moshe is going to be like Yah, and Aaron is going to be like his prophet, or like Moshe is to Yah. So we have a slide here for you guys. I want to show you guys this to make it very concrete. I know some of you guys may be traveling, so when you get home, you're going to have to look this up. But keep your eyes on that road if you're traveling. But can you put up that slide of the hierarchy? So right here, this is a visual, guys. I want to make this concrete. So as I read the word, guys, this is what I be doing, right? I look at, okay, who's speaking here? We got, but here's my whole main frame right here. This is the basis of everything. I know there's Yah, Messiah, man, woman. I mean, you can go all the way to children, right? So this is the authority. There's a when you see the Bible, there's a hierarchy, and it's always like it never changes. Anytime somebody tries to get it to be changed, they're of the devil. Okay, Christianity loves to mess up this hierarchy. They usually put the woman on top of everybody, and then everything flows through, and then the man is usually going to be on the bottom. If you ever want to test to see if somebody's of Yah and somebody is of the devil, see how they handle this hierarchy. If they change it in any way, you know they're of the devil. This is a good way to test every spirit. All right, give me the next one. So here's what a subordinate. Now we're just looking, we're taking Yah out of the picture, not necessarily out of the picture, but we're showing you how we work here on earth. So we got support. So Yah was so gracious. He gave us his only begotten son, Yeshua HaMashiach, right? And he came out here to be an example of how we were to rule, to be a good bride, to be a good servant. In every way, he was an example in every way. So right here, when it comes to Messiah, is in the same position as Yah when it comes to us here on earth, right? On the land here. And then the man is submitted to Messiah. The woman is submitted to the man and the children. Now, when you look at it perpendicular from each other, side by side, the Messiah, man, is like the Messiah. How many times you see in Ephesians chapter 5, where it says, husband, love your women like Messiah to the church, right? This is it right here. Man, you're the Messiah in this case. Your head is Messiah. You're like the Messiah down here, and then the woman is like the man, and then the children are like the women. When you're using this as a guide, go to Ephesians real quick. I want to go to Ephesians chapter 5, verse 22.
Okay, give me a second here.
I know, just to kind of see this visual here.
You said verse 32?
22. You can use the King James on this one.
Yeah.
And you can read. Don't keep this visual here. Just read it. Everybody can
read it. Okay.
Because I want everybody to see this. I wish I had this John Madden. We got to come up with a thing where I can circle and write on this stuff. We're gonna come up with some technology here because I like to. I'm so visual. But anyway, tell me when you got it.
Wives, subject yourself to your own husbands as to the master.
You see, look at that. Wives, women, you subject yourself unto your husband as unto the Lord. So you can see right here, the man is like the Messiah. The woman is like the man is to Messiah. The woman is to subject herself to the Messiah. That's what it says here. For the husband is the what?
For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body.
Body. Okay, now let's go down here to 25. What does it say right there?
Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it.
So you can see the relation that Paul is using here every time. He's saying, husband, love your wives. Like what? Just love them. Just love them. Just send them, give them roses. You know, did Jesus give roses to the church? Did he take them out on date nights? I mean, see, that's what I'm saying. But when we look at what Yeshua did with the assembly and with the church, we can clearly see that it wasn't about placating to the woman. It wasn't about worshiping the woman. It wasn't about taking her on date nights. And not that I'm saying that's wrong, but that wasn't the goal. His goal was to do what? That he might keep reading.
That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word.
See, we should be washing our women with the word. We need to be cleaning her with the word. It's not about, yeah, you guys can play around, you know, do your thing in the bedroom. I get it. That's all part of it. But are we spending time sanctifying her, washing her with the word? I just saw this picture of Russell Wilson. He plays for the Denver Broncos. He's a quarterback. He used to play for Seattle Seahawks. I think he won the Super Bowl. And I saw a picture of him and his wife. I don't know if you guys know who I'm talking about, but this man is a bona fide Christian. Him and his wife are professing Christian, and it doesn't surprise me. I mean, they are Christians. I have to attest that they are Christians. And if I can show you what I mean, I don't know if we can even put it on YouTube. It may get YouTube may actually allow it to go, allow that to be seen. But the way that woman is, matter of fact, when you get a chance, I want to see if you can load that up. But let's just keep reading here. But I want to show you guys an example of how a man is not loving his wife and how the wife is not respecting her husband. Huh? What do you say?
It might be too. We might get blocked. It might be too much skin to show.
Okay. Then don't you think so? It's that bad, huh? Okay.
It shows. I mean, it shows everything.
Yeah, it shows. Yeah, it shows a lot. Yeah, and we may have children here, but anyway, but you guys go look it up. But keep reading. That he may sanctify. Keep reading. 27.
That he might present it to himself a glorious church.
It's a glorious church. You want to present your wife to be beautiful, so you shouldn't have your wife just dressing anyhow. You shouldn't have your woman just talking to you just anyhow. You got to continue to be pruning your woman. You need to prune her. You need to correct her. You need to do whatever you need to do so that you can present her as a beautiful, as a glorious assembly, right? Not having what?
Not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, that it should be holy and without blemish.
That's what that's what you guys should be doing. So when you see your woman acting a certain way, if your woman is overweight, you need to get on her about her weight. Say, hey, you need to lose some weight. That's not like you, or whatever the case. I mean, anything that you see in your woman that you don't like, you need to make those corrections. That's what a husband is supposed to be. You need to be demanding, correcting. What I say, a man should be, I said what our coach said. He said, our job is to teach and demand. Your job is to be available and accountable. Your women need to be available and accountable to you. And you need to be teaching and demanding of them. We need to be available and accountable to our head or to those who rule over us. And they need to teach and demand of us. That's the way it should be all the time. Everywhere. Remember, if you're looking up, they're demanding and teaching, and we're being available and accountable. Something like that is simple. Boom. Real easy, quick. You can put that in mind. Your job is to be available and accountable. When I call you, oh, I'm busy. Can I please? No, when I call you, you need to make yourself available. I'm your master. I'm your husband. You need to make yourself available. You're accountable to me. Or if they can't just go leave the house and just go wherever they want to. Hey, where are you going? Hey, let me see your phone. Oh, you don't need to see my phone. No. You're accountable to me. You need to be available and accountable. But the woman don't need to be checking the man's phone because I'm not available and accountable to you. I'm available and accountable to my head. You guys see what I'm saying? There's a hierarchy. The whole time. You got to be looking at this stuff. All right. Is that it? Let me see here. So ought the men, okay. So ought the men to love their own wives. Okay. I just want to show you guys. That's a perfect example of how the man is like the Messiah. The woman, the woman is like the man. And the children are like the women. All right, let's see another. Let's look at the Moses situation. So right here, we just read in Exodus chapter 4, right? So we have Yah obviously playing himself here, right? And then we have Moshe playing the man or the Messiah. He was like the Messiah of that day, right? He's not the Messiah, but he was a mediator between man and Yah to Israel and to Yah. He was the mediator, right? Aaron played the woman role in this case. He spoke to Aaron, and then Aaron spoke to the children of Israel, the Israelites. So the women are the frontline teachers. Aaron was the frontline teacher to Israel. And so he needed to make sure that he was speaking to the Israel the things that Moses was speaking, and Moses was speaking the things that Yah was speaking. But ultimately, Yah was in charge of this whole thing. But when a woman or if Aaron's decide to, and we even have an example where Aaron did his own thing. Moses up there spending time with the Father. The people kept murmuring, complaining like children do. Mommy, I want this. Knowing that daddy says you can't have it. Or mommy, I want to watch this. And you put your children in front of that TV or and give them the phone so they can be looking at stuff. And you know your husband told you not to give it to them. And because they're crying and murmuring and complaining and driving the woman crazy, right? Driving you mothers crazy. And then you buckle in and you do the same thing Aaron did. And then Aaron says, okay, guys, bring all your gold, bring it all here. And he puts this melt in and all this stuff and boom, 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 right? And then they put up, they build this golden calf. And it's because Moses was taking too long. Well, I don't know where your daddy is. Well, we don't know where Moses, what's happened to Moses. So now they just doing their own thing. And then when Moses comes down, right? And he comes down, he says, oh, I just told you not to have the children be worshiping idols, but I'm not going to say nothing because I don't want to make my wife mad. Or she's going to, well, where were you? You weren't home all day, so I had to do something. You weren't here helping me. You see how women can be acting? But you husband, you're so weak. You're so weak, and you don't demand anything. You don't even have any reaction. You just let things go, and you wonder why your house is running out of control. Then when Moses came down there and he saw the children of Israel partying and worshiping, and what did he do? He got upset. Man, can you go? Let's go there. I just want to see how Moses reacted. I'm sorry. I just want to go here. I don't even apologize. I say that just to let you guys know, not to wear out the patience of things. But go to Exodus. Where is that? Let me see if I can even get there here. Hold on. Huh? What'd you say?
I'm trying to find out where
it's Exodus 32. Go to 32. Now, we'll just read through this stuff. I want to show you guys, but this is what we men be doing. We go to work all day, then we show up, house is out of control, and instead of us participate, we just go into our bedroom, we sleep, we go into the couch, we turn on the TV with the remote control, we ask for a beer, or so, I don't know, some type of routine like that. And our children are not doing the things that we really want them to do, but because we're afraid of mommy, of the wife, we don't say nothing. And we just let this just go on because, you feel maybe guilty because you weren't home. Well, maybe Moses should have felt guilty. He was spending too much time with the Most High Yah. Aaron was in the same situation. He's trying to babysit the children of Israel, and they're murmuring and complaining, right? So let's read. Let's see if this is the same scenario that a lot of us men and women and homes look like. Maybe you guys grew up in homes like this. Read.
And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, Up, make us gods, which shall go before us. For as this Moses, the man that brought us out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him.
And then how many times women complain, well, where's my husband? Where is he doing? He's taking too long. He's always working. He's busy, even though everything he's doing is to provide for us. He's out there trying to provide. And then because we don't know, then they just go off and do their own thing. Read.
And Aaron said unto them, Break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me. And all the people brake off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at their hand, and fashioned it with a graving tool, after he made it a molten calf. And they said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it. And Aaron made proclamation and said, Tomorrow is a feast to the master. And they rose up early on the morrow and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and to drink and rose up to play.
I mean, this is the same Yah that rescued the people from the most powerful nation at this time. And how quickly we forget who provided for us, who protected us, who rescued us from slavery, who rescued from the house of slavery. And we go in and we put an idol and worship and serve idols. And then we actually call it God. He said, now we have something to worship. He even says that it is, and it said right here, that says tomorrow is a feast to the Lord, to Yah. But they're talking about a golden calf. They're now worshiping God in how they see right in their own eyes. And guess what? The whole time, Aaron is participating in this wickedness. And his job is to be there to be a helpmeet to Moshe. He's supposed to be a helpmeet to Moshe while Moshe is trying to get directions from his authority and Yah. his heavenly Father. How many of you women, instead of you just staying put and telling the children, no, be patient, wait until Father gets home. When he gets home, then we'll move forward. But we're not going to go left and we're not going to go right. We're going to wait until Father gives us instructions. Women are supposed to be teaching the commandments of the Father. And when fathers come home and you don't see the things that you are trying to, the vision you have for your family, if you don't see it being played out, you need to rebuke your woman. You need to correct her. You need to correct the children. You don't just let it keep sliding. And a lot of our homes are the way it is because we're not doing that part. I appreciate how Moses reacted. Moses didn't come and say, oh, okay, guys. Hey, okay, well, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I know you guys are having fun here, but here's some commandments that the Most High gave us. But, just wanted to let you guys know. No. He came in and he did some rebuking. He acted like what we men should be act. That's how we should act maybe in our homes. Read.
And Yahweh said unto Moses, Go and get thee down, for thy people which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf, and have worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt. And Yahweh said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Now therefore, let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them, and that I may consume them, and I will make thee a great nation.
Look, Yah is getting angry. This is making Yah angry. Sometimes I don't even know if men get angry. Maybe they do, but they don't do anything about it. Yah's like, man, but in his patience, he says, go tell them right now. Go and talk to these people and tell them what the hell are they doing down there. Because he was about to burn these people up after what I did. Now you're going out here worshiping a golden calf. Yah is upset, and Moses, being a faithful a bride to the father in this case, he's saying, "I'm going to go and do the will of my father." And then he went in there and hey, when the shit rolls down, it rolls down. It's coming from Yah. Now it's going to Moses. Now Moses got to go and deal with the children of Israel. Read.
And Moses besought Yah, his Elohim, and said, Yahweh, why doth thy wrath wax hot against thy people, which thou hast brought forth out of the land of Egypt, with great power and with a mighty hand? Wherefore should the Egyptians speak and say, For mischief did he bring them out, to slay them in the mountains, and to consume them from the face of the earth? Turn from thy fierce...
Well, keep going. I'll let you read it. Keep reading.
Turn from thy fierce wrath, and repent of this evil against thy people.
Keep going.
Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, thy servants, to whom thou swearest by thine own self, and saidst unto them, I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven, and all this land that I have spoken of will I give unto your seed, and they shall inherit it forever. For Yahweh repented of the evil which he thought to do unto his people.
So now look at this. I love how Moshe, entreated the father and reminded him of the things that he promised. He reminded him of the promise he gave to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He reminded him of him rescue. He's reminding him that what people are going to think. And I mean, he's reminding him, and guess what? Yah backs off. And so now that's what women should be doing. Instead, women should just go ahead and do whatever the children want and don't even care about the father. Instead, I've seen many times, I've experienced this, where I'm upset because my children are doing things, and my woman, instead of her talking, not this in Christianity. So my wife, let me say, because that's legal. But my wife, she's here getting not entreating me, but telling me that I'm too old school, I'm legalistic, and what are you afraid of, and this and that. But not trying to say, please remember the things, and then going back to the children says, guys, what you guys have done is a shameful thing. Do you do this? This is shameful with your father. Your father didn't want this, but instead, trying to get me to sway to the things of what the world is wanting to do, her friends or whatever, the children or whatever the case is. But Moses is saying, just reminding him of his promise, and he don't stop there. Now he goes back and he's going to now rebuke the people. Read.
And Moses turned and went down from the mount,
Mm.
and the two tables of the testimony were in his hands. And the tables were written on both their sides. On the one side and on the other were they written. And the tables were the work of Yah, and the writing was the writing of Yah, graven upon the tables. And when Joshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, he said unto Moses, there is a noise of war in the camp. And he said, it is not the voice of them that shout for mastery, neither is it the voice of them that cry for being overcome, but the noise of them that sing do I hear. And it came to pass, as soon as he came nigh unto the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moses' anger waxed hot.
Now look at this. Moses, his anger is waxed hot. How many women do you see being waxed hot because they don't see the will of their father being done? They don't get upset. They get mad at the father. They get mad at the husband for being mad that the children are not doing the will of his, doing his will. See, we should be upset. How many did you see when Yeshua got upset? People always try to make Yeshua look like Jesus the Christ, make him look like he's this effeminate man. When he saw people how they were acting in the temple, what did he do? He start turning tables over, took out a belt and start whipping people all over the place because he was upset. His anger waxed hot too because he saw people doing things that was abominable in the temple, in the house of their father, the house of prayer. That's how women should be acting when things are not, when the children are not doing the will of the father. They should be upset, but they don't get upset. They get more upset with the father for being upset because his will is not being done and saying, well, you're no fun. Or man, you change. You're not like what he used to be. Murmuring and complaining when she's supposed to be a helpmeet. And you men allow that type of behavior. You don't even get angry. Then you end up just following her will, and then the whole thing gets discombobulated. Now you're not following that order where Yah, Messiah, man, woman, and children. It gets changed up now. Gets changed up. Now let's look how Aaron responds. Read.
And he cast the tables out of his hands and brake them beneath the mount. And he took the calf which they had made and burnt it in the fire and ground it to powder and strawed it upon the water and made the children of Israel drink of it.
Mm.
And Moses said unto Aaron, what did this people unto thee, that thou hast brought so great a sin upon them? And Aaron said, let not the anger of my master wax hot. Thou knowest the people that they are set on mischief. For they said unto me, make us gods which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. And I said unto him, whosoever hath any gold, let him break it off. So they gave it me. Then I cast it into the fire. There came out of this calf. And when Moses saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies, then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on Yahweh's side?
Keep reading. Just finish that off.
Let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him.
Okay. So guys, you guys go ahead and read the rest, but I'm just trying to show you here. This is a perfect example. How many times you experience a mini version of this? If you're about to put your life in this story, you tell your wife you don't want the children to watch something, or you don't want the children to be on the phone because you don't know if something inappropriate pops up or whatever, and you tell her don't watch it, don't give the children the phone. And then the woman, she's in the situation, she's trying to cook or maybe doing something. The children say, mommy, 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 or they're just crying. And then they put the very thing that the father told them not to do, they go do it. And then you come and you see that. And do you correct the wife and say, hey, what did I tell you? Or does the wife, and you women, what are you guys acting like Aaron? And you just give in to the children and do whatever they tell you to do instead of doing the will of your husband. So guys, I'm just trying to show you that all of us can put ourselves in these different roles. So you got Yah being Yah, you got Moses being the man, you got Aaron being the woman, and you got the Israelites being the children. You got the same situation. Let me show you another example. Here's an example here. when it comes to the ministry. Here at Straightway Truth Ministry, Pastor Dow would be, and guys, he's not Yah, he's not the Messiah. I'm just showing you guys just the order of things when it comes to being subordinate in a form of a ministry, like Straightway Truth Ministry. So we have Pastor Dow and all the elders and leaders and things of that nature. Then we have community heads, and then we have men and women. We don't get involved in another man's house like that. If we have to judge, in that it'll come to the leadership. But this is the order of things. If a woman is doing something wrong and she has a man, we're going to go to that man and say, man, you got to get your woman straight, because what she's doing is not acceptable here in the ministry or in the community that we're in. So this is an example where you can see here. And so for some time now, I've been a community head. And so I always kind of put myself like the Messiah when it comes to the hub where Pastor Dow is. And so I'm the community head. And then we have brothers in here. A lot of them are single, but we got some brothers here that are married. They have a woman. And then we got women. And so it's the same thing. So if there's an issue, I deal with it from a community head situation. Sometimes Pastor Dow wants things to get to the community. He tells the community head, and there's the community head responsibility to get to the men and the women. That in that order. Is that right, Deacon? I mean,
that's right. Yeah.
I mean, you've been with me since. I mean, you've been with your woman since you've been in the community. Do I ever get involved with, your woman? If I mean, you tell, how's the relationship? Do I ever if I need Sister Evelyn to do something, do I just go and usurp your authority and get her to do what I want her to do? Or, I mean, you tell me how that works. How did you work that out?
No, we usually communicate. You usually talk to me about it. And if it's just like a small situation that needs to get done where we already have an understanding about it, where what I would want for my family is I would know what you want for your family. You address her directly, and then usually you let me know after the fact. But for the most part, there's just full communication in every area.
And we here have, obviously there's a time on all, but we always say community first, then family. Because if we don't have a community, we don't have a family, and I've seen that in Christianity, what that looks like. And so, but yeah, we respect these hierarchy, and it works beautiful. I think it's a beautiful place to be. I'm glad I'm on community. I'm glad I'm part of a community. And I wish I had that long ago. It would have been so good for my my previous family. So let me show the next one. Let's show another example. Here, so we're still going with the same picture here. Yah, Messiah, man, and woman. We got the Messiah, man, woman, and children. Now, let's see this row. So this is the authority. I already showed you guys the authority in the ministry. Now, let's see the next one. So this is what it looks like in the community now. Now, in the community, I always tell people, hey, I'm like usually I would say I'm like the bridegroom. I'm the groom, and you guys are the bride. But it's the same thing. I'll be the community head. Then you got the men when it comes to their family. So if I need to communicate to the family, to the women and children, it'll usually go through the men. Now, if there's times I can talk straight to the women as a whole, but that's what the understanding and agreement that I have from the men. Is that correct?
That's right.
Deacon?
Yep, exactly.
Anything you want to add to that, Deacon? Because you're in community. I mean, you probably more so than me because I'm in the community head position. So I've not been in your position. But is there anything do you feel like? Let me ask you this. Let me interview you. Do you some people say, well, Deacon, do you feel like you're less of a man? Like everything has to go through the elder? I mean, how can you truly be the man of your house when you have to submit yourself to another man? How does that work for you? How do you keep? I mean, I don't know. Maybe feel free to share it on live stream right here. Maybe put it out there. I give you permission.
Not at all. I mean, when you consider that, first of all, there has to be a vision that has to be brought forth, and it's no different than you and your relationship with pastor, right? So you feel like you have authority with what you've been given. Why? Because you support the vision of the ministry. And so I think it goes for every man in a community setting too. If there is support of the vision that the community has, then you're within all full power to support it, and you're going to instill that within your own family. And so the only time you feel like you have no power is when you're contrary to the vision. At that point, yeah, of course, and it's going to trickle down, because if you're at odds with your master, i.e. the community head, then guess what? Your woman's going to be at odds with the head sister there. It's going to trickle down to the children. The children are going to get along, and there's going to be nothing but just disorder. So I think it could be, maybe it could be. I haven't experienced it because I'm fully behind the vision.
I mean, we have experiences. We had a family that was part of Straightway Praise Land, and they left, and they felt like they didn't feel like a man. They felt like, why does everything have to go through me? I mean, how would you? I mean, could you relate to him? Because I used to have to fall back on you because I couldn't relate to his situation in that regard in a close quarter when it comes to community. Yeah, like, you don't have to say the brother's name is no different. I just want to.
Well, like what I just said, in that situation, it was because that brother was not behind the vision. And so, yeah, you're going to feel powerless. But guess what? If you are behind the vision, then you're going to feel like you have full support from the top and the bottom. And so you feel like you will have the power. So it really depends on your perspective and what your goal is at the end. So I know like you and I, Elder, we have a great line of communication. There's nothing but respect on both ends, and I mean, I'm really one of your disciples, to be honest. I mean, and everything that goes well in my house, it's honestly, I can give a lot of credit to you and to Pastor and all the men in Israel and all the elders that I've learned from, because I'm behind the vision, you know. And so if there's any good that you see in my house, more than likely 90%, 100%, I could say, is because it's something that Elder has taught me within my own family. So,
and I can tell you everything I'm learning is what I'm learning from Pastor Dow, so you can see how Pastor is able to impact all of us, but it's really ultimately Yeshua, because all we doing is following Pastor Dow as he follows Yeshua, so I mean, you can just see him being passed down, and that's what it should be like in all of the communities. All we just doing is, obeying those who rule over us, and trying to be one mind, one spirit. No matter what community you go to, this is how we run. So
exactly, yeah, straight up.
So is that it? Do we have another section?
No, that
was it. So you see subordinate and community. So that's what that looks like in a community setting. I got a lot of this kind of the way this is written by our dear brother Pete Rambo. So I already think like this, but he had this little type of visual, and so I just kind of added a little bit to it or whatever like that. So. But Pete Rambo, that's check out his channel. Very good, good stuff. He's big. He's big on hierarchy, polygyny, everything that's biblical when it comes to relationships. So, that's right. But guys, please hit the like button if you guys on there. I see 62 people in there. I'm so thankful for all of you guys being on here, staying with us here. We're gonna be, but if you guys can hit that like button. And if you guys are enjoying what you're hearing so far, before we go into the reaction time, hit that 8. Hit 8 for great. It'll help us to get the interaction going.
Yeah, Elder, if you don't have anything else to close with in this section, we can move on with the reaction time. But you let me know.
I'm good. That's all. I mean, did I miss anything? Is that
we got everything on the slide so far? So,
and then let's see how people are reacting here. Let's see if they got any. Did you get any 8s here? Okay, everybody.
Yep.
All right. Hallelujah. All right. Let's see the reaction.
All right.
Controversial dating opinion.
That women should teach themselves or learn to be less masculine and more feminine, and that men should be less feminine and more masculine, such as, for example, women should focus more on family rather than work and be more family oriented, as well as taking care of their partner, like laundry, cooking, cleaning, things like that. Or at least if they do work, then staying in an environment that is more feminine than masculine, while the man provides financial support and such, and the woman focuses on the family and household.
Weren't you selling your feet pics like a month ago for $40,000 a month?
Brian.
Okay, in the beginning it sounded different there, but it sounds right. I mean, what do you hear, Deacon? I mean,
I can play it again. Yeah, I
you
think
play it one more time because in the beginning
make
I thought she was saying the opposite, and then it seemed like she ended up saying what I agree with.
exactly. No, she's on our side with her speech, at least on this
Can
one.
you just go in that beginning? I want to hear that beginning.
What's your most controversial dating opinion?
That women should teach themselves or learn to be less masculine and more feminine, and that men should be less feminine and more masculine, such as, for example, women should focus more on family rather than work, and be more family oriented.
Look at these women's reaction. Do you see these women like they're freaking just squirming, like
things like that. Or at least if they do work, then staying in an environment that is more feminine than masculine, while the man provides financial support and such.
Okay, I get it. Okay, I just want to hear that first part. When I first
heard selling your feet.
When I first heard it, I thought she was saying something different, but she, it makes sense now. But you see how those other women are reacting. You can see you can see their manifestation of the things that she's saying. You know what I wonder, Deacon? This you see some of these videos of women speaking like this, and you wonder if they actually live it themselves. Two, you wonder how much of society is starting to get to the point where they're starting to see that this is like, where are we in America? At least in Western culture, but in America, where women are starting to say, man, this stuff that they told us about going to work, get your own degree, get your own job. Like, is there a lot people to the point where it's getting to the point like enough is enough? Let's go back to the way things used to be, where men were men and women were women. I mean, that's what I'm wondering. I may need to get out and do a survey. Get out of the praise land and get out of the. I don't want to get out of the kingdom, but just see what's out there. Like, because I feel like I'm a little bit disconnected because I don't miss what's out there. But you know what I'm saying? Like, what is it like? I mean, what do you hear?
I think from things that we see, like these type of reactions, right? I think it shows that there is a part of society that is recognizing that the advice that they got, you can go back all the way to the 60s, right? Where things started kind of shifting, wasn't actually what it was. It was all cracked up to be.
Yeah.
I was watching another when I was trying to look for reactions, but this comedian was like calling out a lady on the crowd, and she was 37 years old, and so he's just staring at her, and it's like, so is it all cracked up to be? Did you make it? Did you get what you wanted in life? And her friend intrudes, and she says she's still not married. So basically saying no, you know what I mean? So I think that we've lost. I mean, I think there is with people like, these channels with like Just Pearly things, and where they're trying to inspire traditional women again. They're trying to get back to how it should be. So is it the majority? Maybe not, but there is a part of society that I believe that is fed up with it because they see how dysfunctional it is,
And homes are breaking up the way that thing works too. I mean, most of these families that are breaking up is these divorces are initiated highly by educated women. Because that's what these colleges taught them. I really believe, man, if we can get these women from their father straight to their husband, I think that the world will be a better place. I don't know if we're going to ever get to that point, but I think that's way better than sending these girls off to college. I think that's the worst thing we can do, is to send our little daughters off to college so that they can pollute their mind, and then some poor man gets him, and it's
and I would agree. I mean, as long as the father's preparing that daughter for marriage, you know what I'm saying? So I have a situation where the father's not even involved in trying to get them ready for that environment.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's a disfavor to the daughter at that point. So.
Yep. All right. Let's see the next one.
Let me give you a secret. Here's the cheat code. This is what every man wants. He wants to walk in the door after work, and his children run up to him and say, "Hi, Daddy," and they give him a hug. And his wife comes over and smiles and kisses him. Dinner's on the stove. Everyone is happy and glad to see him. I mean, and that's all. It really is as simple as that. If a man has that, he has almost everything he needs in the world. Of course, now, it can't be like that every day. And every family is different. Every situation is different. It might be a situation where maybe both spouses have to work, especially in this economy. Maybe the man works a different shift, so he's not really coming home at dinner time anyway. My point is simply to convey to you how easy it is to make a man happy, how simple our desires actually are, how comparatively little we actually want, how love and affection and gratitude are the things that we really need in our marriage. So, if your husband seems bitter and angry, you might consider whether you have given him any of those things
Hey, you know something? I have the luxury, brothers and sisters. I have the luxury of being in Christianity, being married, for 16 years, and then now being in the truth here at Straightway Truth Ministry for the last, I'm going on 6 years, right? And what this guy just described was my life. It's my life now. Like children runs up to me every time. I get my food first. I get greeted. My woman. They greet me. They reverence me. My children. They all come and they greet me. It's just so beautiful all the time. I mean, that's normal for me now. But when I was in Christianity, it was the other way around, where the woman was first, the children first. I would come home. They're watching TV, doing their own thing. I'm running around looking for hey, home, and it's hey, dad, and he said, get over here. I'm like getting on them and looking for them, and instead of my woman say, hey, dad is home. Hey guys, let's go greet your father. I mean, it was totally different, and so I mean, we even had a person that I used to get my hair cut from. He's a Christian. He's a Christian, and he's been here. He's actually been to the community, but he was here before we had a community here when I was in Christianity. He knew me in Christianity, and he knows me now as an elder or as a part of Straightway Truth Ministry. And I mean, did you hear that, Deacon? Were you able to hear what he said, or was that just I just told you?
No, you called him back, and he said it. I heard him say.
You heard him say it, right? Because people think I'm making this thing up. Can you tell him what you heard, and then I will come in. But what did you hear him say? I want to hear because I want to add and put words in your mouth.
Well, if you're talking about the specific situation,
barber, yep. Mm-hmm.
When he here, I guess the biggest thing that stood out to me, I'll say that because I don't know where you're going with it exactly, but the biggest part that stood out to me is how he compared the different type of hospitality that he got in your former relationship within Christianity, and how he felt invited or not invited into your home based off of what hospitality you were showing him within the woman that you had during that time. And it was like night and day is what he said. It was night and day when he came here more recently, and the servitude that he got then. And we're just talking about brother was hungry. He was just
hungry,
stomach pain, and was hey, we can help you out with that. And he went as far as to say that, man, even just the way it was presented, the way that it was presented, the spirit that he could feel just when the food was delivered to him, and you could tell he just felt like he was getting way more honor just being here than he would
at his own home. And this is a full-blown Christian. This is a Christian. Exactly. And he said he got more respect and honor and love than he did in his own home. Am I exactly?
And what he said, which is something that's very repetitive, when you consider the testimonies of people who come here, and then also at Straightway, the hub, is that he couldn't deny the peace. He says that the peace that he felt coming here, and versus how it was before, it was night and day.
He kept saying night. He didn't say, he said night and day. And he's basing this off of knowing me before I came into the truth. He'd been to my house with my wife, my children at the time. I was passionate about, Christianity, but really, serving Christ and serving Yeshua the best way I knew how. And now he sees me now. He says, you've changed, but you haven't really changed. You're still the same guy that's always been on fire for the things of God. That's what he said. He says, but I've been to your homes in both settings, and this one is way better. I even asked him, I said, okay, do me a favor. I said, I'm going to give Christianity one more chance. Maybe I'm missing something. I said, you still a Christian. I'm not. Is there something I'm missing from Christianity? Is there something that you may want to say, Kabir, man, hey, man, you may want to consider coming back. You're missing out, man. If you come back to Christianity, this is what you're going to get. something. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe my life would be more fulfilled. And he literally was what? Silence. Couldn't even tell me that, because in his world, he's thinking,
We want what you have.
right now, you have it really good right now. If you go back to Christian, he didn't say this, but he said it, right? If you go back to Christian, it's going to be a downgrade. He knows it's going to be a downgrade because he sees how he's getting treated, and he's just a guest. He came here for one day, hung out. We were not hanging about, we were just showing him some scripture, and he was treated with so much love and respect that it was even better than what he was getting in his own home. So there was nothing that he could offer me from a Christian perspective. And this is a guy that is a Christian still, but he says, I got to get back to you on that one. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. Am I making that up, Deacon? I just want to make sure.
No, not at all. I heard it from myself. I heard it myself.
So hallelujah. Do you have another reaction?
Yeah, we got a few more.
Yep.
Want to work, women don't want to this, women want to sleep around. Where did you learn these belief systems from?
Because, okay, the question was, why does abortion keep getting brought up? 40% of women that have had abortions have had 2 or more. 40%.
Good for
so,
them.
So what does that say to me? That means you're using it as a form of birth control, and they don't track the 60%.
What kind of abortions?
Can you let me finish? They don't track the 60% to say who in the future has abortion. So to me, it's like, why are they dying so hard for abortion? They want to sleep around with no consequences, even though you have 41 forms of birth control.
See, this, what she is saying is so true. And what another thing I'm learning about, I kind of saw this when I was watching the movie Elvis. Women are really more sexual than men. I think they like sex more than men.
Oh yeah.
And women don't want consequences. They just want to go out and have fun and come back but what she's saying is so true. This is why they like abortion, because it allows them to go out and mess around and be able to clean up or to fix. So there's no consequences to their actions. Women do not experience any consequences. That, man, if I go out and open my legs and allow men to plant seed in my vagina, then now I'm here with a baby now. And so this whole abortion thing just allows women once again to live life without any consequences. That's how the divorce court is working. Women can come in, be in their marriage, don't bring nothing to the marriage, and then they can just say, I want out. No reason, no fault. They don't have to have no reason. I want out. There doesn't have to be any fault. And she gets half of money, half of everything, all the children, for doing nothing. And that is an environment that will hurt families, destroy souls. And that's why we cannot be getting saddled up with the state. We can't be getting these marriage license. Don't get a birth certificate. If you can help it, don't be doing anything with the government. Keep everything private. And private doesn't mean no one knows. I got 2 sons with my woman. She's not my legal wife. She's my woman. We have a covenant agreement. And in that agreement, we lay out exactly how this is how our relationship, our covenant relationship, is going to work out. Even to the point that if she decides to leave, or if I have to give her a bill of divorce, the seed stays with me. I'm the one that gets to determine what happens to my seed, not her. She can't go to the courthouse and get there because they don't have any skin in the game. They don't got shit in the game. So keep it private. You don't need to get, there's no benefit. There is really no benefit having your stuff through the state. They're just going to come in and be used against you to usurp your authority. If you have a state license, marriage license, and your woman is wicked, she's pretty much the head. And you are, that marriage, that family is going to be destroyed. It can be destroyed by that woman. And she can do it all without you. All she has to go to the courthouse and stuff. You know what this kind of remind me of? It remind me, I was just thinking to myself, and I don't know if I can find this. Let me just say it. We don't have to read it, but there was something in Exodus. I think it's in Exodus 20. I believe it's Exodus 20. But in Exodus 20, it was talking about how a servant. And I was thinking to myself, I was a Christian, right? I was a Christian in 21. I think it was 21. Let me see here if I can just find this here. Okay. And 21 verses 26. Can you pull that up, Deacon? I know we talking about reaction. I just wanted to 21:6. It says you can start at 6. Let me see here. And if a man sells his daughter, if he pleases this,
Start at verse 6 or 26.
huh?
You said start at verse 6 or 26.
Yeah, hold on here. Okay, verse 2. And if he can buy himself, and if a master okay, go to verse 3. Sorry, go to verse 3. I'm sorry, guys. But I was just reading this stuff, and I was and this is what I do, guys. Here's another example of me putting myself in the scripture, like kind of putting in the dynamic. But just read from 3, and I'll tell you when to stop. I think I'm going to tell you to stop at 6, I believe.
If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself.
And it's talking about a Hebrew slave, okay? It's talking about a Hebrew servant or a slave. Go.
If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and the children shall be her master's, and he shall go out by himself.
Okay, stop. So look at this. It says, if his master, so in our case, even though I had a covenant relationship with my first wife, my woman, and then we end up getting a legal contract, right, through the state, it's like the state of Wisconsin became my master. I was a Christian at this time. I was a Christian. I did everything the Christian way. Boom, right? And so didn't even know that I was a servant to the state. I was a servant to all these things, right? And so if I would have came into Christianity or into the stuff, it may have been different. But I came into Christianity by myself. I didn't come in with a woman. So when I got into Christianity by myself, then in Christianity, I got me a whorish woman. Okay, I'm just saying that's just the honest truth. But anyway, if his master have given
him a wife,
so I got me a wife, okay,
and she had borne him sons or daughters,
and I had sons and daughters born, okay,
the wife and her children shall be her masters.
See, the sons, the wife and her children shall be the state. See, the state. The master is the state of Wisconsin in my case. And what? And he shall what?
He shall go out by himself.
See, I came out by myself. I ended up coming out being set free by the grace of the Most High Yah. Whoo, hallelujah. I got set free, but my wife and my children wasn't coming with me because I'm the one that got set free. They belong to the state because I got them when I was a part of Christianity. I got them through the state of Wisconsin. Now I got me a woman. I'm a free man, and I got me a free woman, and now I'm having sons and daughters. They belong to me. See, the state can't come in and take them from me. They can't. You know why? They don't have jurisdiction. They don't have jurisdiction. And so this is what a lot of people don't know when they get these marriage licenses and birth certificate. I'm telling you, those two things, I'm telling you, is very serious. Marriage license and birth certificate. If you marry and you have children, you don't even necessarily have to have a birth certificate. Those children are automatically a part of anything that came out of that marriage with the birth certificate, with the marriage license, automatically becomes the state, believe it or not. So you don't even necessarily even have to have a birth certificate necessarily. They automatically assume that if you had that baby while you had that marriage license, anything that was produced out of that union belongs to the state. So it's crazy. And so that's why now if you're not married, if you're not legally married, and married just means legal, I'm just telling you right now, if you're married, meaning through the state, then that means that if you're not married, that means if you have a baby, it's free. But if you go put it into the system and register your baby by getting the AKA birth certificate, now that baby becomes part of the state. Now they get to dictate where that baby goes, even though you're not married. So and that's where child support comes in. That's how you become a slave. So anyway, I don't want to, but I'm just, when I'm listening to all this stuff, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm free now. I came out free, even though I lost my wife and my children in the process, but I was set free. They belong to the state. They act like Christians. They act like heathens. Why? Because they were trained in the ways of the art of Christianity. All right, I'm done. Oh, but yeah, like she says, these women, no consequences. So stay free.
Hallelujah. We
Is there
got a
more?
few. We got a couple more. Yeah.
The fundamental thing. The type of man that you want has options. He can choose Israel, India, Egypt.
Can I say I wouldn't want a man who didn't choose me?
The challenge is what you are bringing to the table, what you want. The other girls are not going to fight him for. You want him to support and join your team as well. These other two girls, India and Egypt, say, I will just join this team. I'm not trying to do all those. They have the advantage over you. You are combative. You are combative. When talking to you, we're going to have to argue. With those girls, you don't have to argue. So the challenge is going to be, why would he choose
But
them over
wouldn't
you?
a man get bored by a woman who doesn't have any opinion or care at all?
Okay. And so the unfortunate reality is that is not true. And if you keep on viewing men view women the way you view men, you will keep on experiencing the same negative results over and over again. No, to answer your question, no, they will not get bored. It's actually peaceful.
So listen to this. There's two things that I gleaned from this video, and one of it, you see that a contentious woman, right? No man wants a contentious woman, but this woman is very argument. Even with this guy, he's like saying, "Well, I don't want to be with a man that doesn't want me." See, she wants to be worshipped. She wants to be revered by a man, right? But it's so sad. The very thing that the very things that she says she wants, she really doesn't want. But if she actually got what she wanted, she's gonna be bored with it. Did you hear what she said? That second part, she said to the guy, "But wouldn't he be bored if I just did what he wanted me to do?" Did you hear what she said? That?
Yeah.
How did she say it?
I'm trying to find it here. Right here.
Right here. So we'll go. You right
Why
there?
would he choose
But
them over
wouldn't
you?
a man get bored by a woman
stop.
who doesn't have any opinion?
He says, would a man get bored by a woman who doesn't have any opinion or care? See, she thinks that that's how men thinks. She's thinking that because the way she's thinking is really a way a woman thinks. See, women are like cats and men are like dogs, right? If you look at a cat, if you put something in front of them, they'll sit there and chase it, and they love chasing things. But as soon as it stops moving and it's dead and it's not, they get bored. See, women get bored when there's no drama. Women loves drama. Did you know that, Deacon? That women love drama?
They like chaos.
They like chaos. And when you men acquiesce and capitulate to your woman and try to make her happy, you actually are becoming boring to her. Did you know that? You are becoming boring because you're now trying to revolve your life and trying to make this woman happy who's unstable already. She's the weaker vessel. She's unstable. And you're trying to make her happy. And the more you try to make her happy, the more displeasure, the more she despises you. The more she gets bored with you, the more she says, I want out. I'm not happy anymore. You know why she's happy? Because you're no longer acting like a man. You say, wait a minute, but she was complaining I wasn't doing this and this and this and that. I know. But when you actually did the things that she wanted you to do, she became bored.
Yeah.
A man wants peace. Now she thinks men want chaos. Men don't want chaos. Men want actually peace. They want a woman to be quiet and be one mind, one spirit, one heartbeat. That's what we men want. But she doesn't know how a man thinks. She thinks men want what she wants. She wants chaos. Man wants peace, right? So when I heard that, I'm like, wow, I had an aha moment. I'm like, wow, women likes chaos. They into this craziness, right? And men want peace. So guess what, guys? I'm talking to all the guys out there that's ever been nice. I was Mr. Nice Guy. I'm no longer. I said was, past tense, was. I'm about to drop a nugget here. Listen to this. For all you nice guys out here. Some of you guys may already know it. Some of you guys may say, oh, maybe that's why it worked. I'm about to break it down to you. So when you men are acting like men and you're teaching and demanding your wife and you have standards and you have boundaries, did you know you're creating chaos for that woman? And she actually loves you more when you put these boundaries, when you say no. When she says, oh, can I get this? No, you're not going to get it. Or when she's acting like a bitch and you remove your presence, do you know as much as she doesn't like it, she likes it? Because now she's, what is he thinking? Well, I must have upset him or whatever. Or he says, I can't get this. Or he got all these boundaries. Or I can't do this. I can't do that. That's chaos for them. But so many of us men want to make it so easy for the women and want to placate and give them and just be a yes man. Yes, dear. Yes, honey. Yes, dear. Yes, 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 yes. And you saying all these yeses actually making them more bored of you. But you just standing and being a man in your house and ruling your house the way you want it to do, not the way she wants it. You do what you see fit, how you want to do it, when you want to eat, how you want to eat, wherever you want to do. You set the tone. That is more attractive to a woman from that, especially the way the mindset, because it's very chaotic, because they want to control everything. But if they can't control everything, it drives them crazy, which they like. It's weird. I know. I get it, guys. I know you're saying that doesn't make sense. Just trust me. But if you placate to them, now you become predictable. You become so predictable. Now they know, oh, I already know he's going to do. He's going to say yes. I don't get the. If I had to say, if you're just mean to a woman, she's going to actually love you more. She's going to have more respect for you if you're mean to her as opposed to if you're nice to her. Does this make sense to you? Deacon, we haven't talked about it. Does this make sense what I'm saying? Or you can tell me, if your mind's discombobulated, I get it, because
men like order, women like chaos.
They like chaos.
That same analogy that you gave about the horse and the jockey. So the jockey has all this power and all this chaos, but the jockey comes and brings order and structure to the horse, and that's how it functions in an efficient way.
And like horses, they're very chaotic, and they need somebody to bring a balance, right? And then the horse will try to shit test you, right? They'll try to make you do things to see if you, and then you got, hey, get back here, hey, kick it, spike it, whatever you got to do. You beat that horse into submission. You make sure that horse do what you want it to do, or he's going to run over you. Yep. And so it's the same thing. So men, you don't have to play games. You don't even have to think about it. Just be focused, be driven on doing what your Messiah, your master wants you to do. Don't be woman focused. Don't be focused on the family. Be Yeshua focused. Be Jesus focused. Focus on him. Focus on your purpose. What is your purpose? What do you want to do? You focus on those things and let the women, their life should be revolved around you, not them not your life revolve around the woman. Revolve your life around your master, Yeshua, and let the woman revolve her life and your family revolve their life around the man. And just doing that will create an environment that's going to be peaceful for you and chaotic for her. That sounds crazy, but that's better, because she can now trust that I have a man. He's strong. He stands. I can't just walk all over him. As much as it drives me crazy, he rebukes me. When I don't like to be rebuked, he corrects me. He sometimes when I'm acting out, he kicks me out of the room. I have to sleep in the other room. Like, man, he doesn't care. I can't use sex to get to get him to acquiesce and capitulate. And so a woman really appreciates a strong man. Women respect strength, not title. Just because you're her husband, I know you want to be, well, I'm your husband. I'm the head of the house. I'm like the president. She doesn't care about title. She respects strength. So anyway, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. It dropped my face. Wow, that's it. And so you don't have to play games. All you got to do is be on purpose. Like, for example, if I'm on the phone and I'm having a good conversation on the phone and I got my woman outside, let's say I told my woman that I'm going to, I'm going to be up in the bedroom and I'll be there, but I'm in a good conversation. Guess what? I'm going to enjoy that conversation and I'm not going to rush off that phone. If I'm having a good conversation or watching a good movie or having a good fellowship with my brother or whatever I'm doing, if I'm working and I want to get that thing, I'm going to get that thing done first. She can wait. Put the woman on the back burner. I know, guys, I know this sounds crazy. This sounds crazy to me because from Christianity, we try not to put our woman on the back burner, but it's better, not all the time, not like indefinitely. You do that, you may lose them too. There's got to be a balance, but don't be afraid, I guess, to put the woman on the back burner. She should be on the back. But you know what happens? We so busy trying to play, they put us on the back burner. So anyway, I hope this makes sense. Deacon, this makes sense to you? I probably told all the women's going to know now. It doesn't matter. They can know this stuff. It's all out there. So I'm not saying anything new. I'm just saying, men, lead. This is how you can lead your home. Don't let these women run over you. Don't be intimidated by it. If they're smarter than you, they can write better than you, they can cook, whatever. So what? I can't cook. I'm not a good cook. I can cook something to survive. I don't need a woman to survive, but I'm not a real good cook. You know, Deacon's a better. I know Deacon could. He can cook. So I got.
Hey, I seen you scrambling the eggs this week, man. That looked pretty professional. Look at the wrist. That was some advanced techniques right there.
Hey, I made a lot of eggs in my life. That I was proficient. That's why we need chicken.
You can pour. Hey, you can pour a mean popcorn and milk bowl. So.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. So guys, you guys lead. Just teach. I mean, if I can give something real quick, teach and demand your women and your family, your whole household. Have the mentality that my job is to do the teaching and the demanding, commanding, demanding, teaching. And the people that are subjected to you, like your woman and your children, they need to be available to you at any time. You can call them at any time. They should be available to you, and they are accountable to you. You can go into their room. You don't have to get their permission. Okay, check your room. You can go into your room. They can't go into your room just anytime. They need permission. You want to check your phone? Let me see your phone right now. Let me see what you're looking at. What are you doing on your social media? Who's on your phone? Who are you talking to? You can do that because they're accountable to you. Mm-hmm. They need to be available to you. But when it comes to you to them, you need to be teaching and demanding. That's what men need. Just doing those things will put you guys in the position of jockey, will put you in the position of Messiah in your homes. Anyway, but this is crazy right here. So, and that will create the environment that women kind of feel comfortable in. It's crazy. The chaotic it is for them, the better it is. I don't know. I'm not a woman. Maybe we got to get some women to explain that. But I don't understand it all together. But you heard what she said. If you have a woman that always agrees, that has no opinion, wouldn't he be bored? She believes that a chaotic, a contentious woman is exciting to be around. I'm looking through it through the back door. She said something. She's thinking that if I'm everything he wants me to be, wouldn't he be bored? You know why she say that? Because she will be bored if a man is like that. She likes to be in a argumentative relationship because that's what she thinks is good. That's what gets her excited.
Yeah. I think the next one kind of ties in really
okay
good.
I didn't even know. Let's go. We almost done.
We'll play this next one real quick, Elder.
Man at 10 in your eyes.
He needs to be an alpha.
Put you in your place. Would you consider yourself a masculine woman? That's why you need a guy that's super masculine?
Unfortunately.
So you're conditionally submissive?
Absolutely.
You want a man that's masculine at all times?
Yes.
Okay. While you pick and choose when you want to be masculine. And I'm saying, stop talking and listen. That's a masculine trait.
I like that though.
But that's a problem.
I like that.
That's a problem.
I like that though.
One question. Hold on. Stop. Yeah. I had to tell you to shut up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I had to tell you. Let's say me and you are walking down the street and some guy robs your purse and runs away. And I just stand there looking at what's going on. And then you have to scream at me to say, go get him. And then I think about it and then I go get him. What's more attractive? You screaming at me to go do my job, or I just react and punch him and get your bag back for you?
If you're a man, you're gonna do it regardless.
Thank you. If you're a lady, you're gonna shut up regardless. See
That's
the point. See how it's unattractive?
Oh, he got her good.
Guys, I didn't see this one. Guys, you see this one? Look, I like that though. See, he told her, shut your mouth. You see that? He checked her. See, so many men will allow a woman to talk to them and you don't check her. You check her. But they actually like when you do that because it shows that you're a man. You're a master, that you won't put up with shit. You won't put up with her bullshit. But so many men will put up with a woman doing that because that's what I'm saying. If you get a woman and if she is so like high in your mind, so fine to you, like, man, this woman is so beautiful, man, like, and you feel like you're blessed and you're fortunate to have such a beautiful woman and you don't want to lose her. See, that's it. If you fear losing her, you're done. You are done. That's it.
Got you.
That's the woman you don't want to get with. You want to get with a woman that's of less things, so that if she quit, it's like, hey, it's her loss. You want to have that attitude that if she leaves me, she's losing out, not me.
Yeah.
But if you get a woman and you feel like you're done, like Ben Affleck, he's done. He, for some reason, this man gets back with a hoe. Sorry, J-Lo, and he's a better. I mean, this man got money, he got looks and everything, and for whatever reason, J-Lo is like high in his mind. He feels lucky to be with her, even to take her back after she's gotten ran through of all Hollywood.
Literally.
He's a simp. That relationship is like, mark my words, that relationship will not last. It's not. It's just not. It's an abomination, that relationship. So men, listen to this. Women like to be put in their place. Now, you don't have to, like, that's not my style, but if I have to, I can go there. If I have to do that, I have ways of making sure I get what I want. I do it as a community head, right? Don't I do it as a community head? Lincoln? Do I go around shouting at everybody? Am I a shouter, or what? How do I get things done? Don't I get? I mean, you tell them.
Yeah, you're definitely not a shouter, but if you do have to get to that point, I'm your anger translator normally. I'll do the shouting.
I'm like Obama.
Yeah.
Now look at here. Now we just took a shellacking. Now. No, but guys, I'm telling you, just teach and demand your family, and the women and the children of your house should be available and accountable to you. Just guys, keep that in your mind front every time. If she's questioning, where were you? Wait a minute. Ask the question. Am I accountable to this woman? No, I'm not. That's none of your business where I was. Yeah. I ask you where you were. You don't ask me where I am. Just stay in your role, and you make sure you keep her in her role, and she will love you for that. She will appreciate you for that. And in a crazy way, man, I know you can't imagine it, but just trust me when I say this. A woman who don't, you know how you get frustrated when you don't get your way? It drives us crazy, but they love it when they're being driven crazy. They love it. The more distance you keep from a woman, guess what? Believe it or not, guess what she's doing? I know you think like, oh, she may forget. No, she's thinking about you. She's wondering what you're doing. What is he doing? Is he thinking about me? When is he coming? When is he going to do this? When is he going to do this? That's where you want the woman to be. I'm trying to help you guys because no one helped me out. I'm figuring this out all in my 40s now, at 40 plus now. I'm learning all this, going through all that. I went through, okay, what happened? See, that's one thing about life. You mess up, a righteous man falls 7 times but gets back up. You go back, watch your film, see where you fucked up, and you learn from that and make the corrections. And that's what I did. And guess what? We have the best example in the Holy Bible. Yah is when it comes to pure masculinity, you have it in the word. Yah is a what? A man of war.
He's the alpha and
he is the alpha and the omega. He is the beginning and the end. He is the epitome of an alpha. If you want to know how to act like an alpha, just pick up your Bible and read. Look how Yah dealt with Israel. Look how Yeshua did with the Israelites, his disciples. Just look at how Yah. Take from Yah. I'll leave you an example. I was telling somebody, I saw somebody at a public gym, and he came to me, and I think I shared this with you. He says, well, Kabir, have you reached out to your children? Have you gone out? I said, no, I don't need to go out. I'm waiting for them to come to me. And then he says, well, isn't that prideful of you? I said, I don't know how it's prideful. I'm their father. I never left them. They left me. So I'm going to wait, and they can come to me. I'll stay right where I am. And then I quote him. I say, if my people who are called by my name, see, am I called by my children's name, or are they called by me? I'm not the sons of my children's name. I'm the sons of Mustafa. I'm the son of Mustafa. See, I know who my father is. I know more importantly, I know who my heavenly father is, right? And so if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, pray, seek my face, not me seeking their, seek my face, turn from their wicked ways, then I can hear their prayers and heal their land, heal that relationship. You see, all I did was I took Yah out. I'm not taking Yah out. I'm just trying to give you, but I insert myself in the same position. I said, okay, how will Yah deal with this situation? My children left for whatever reason, but they left. I'm in a situation here. This is how I think. I'm in a situation here. What do I do? Do I go chase my children? Because everybody, every Christian man I've ever met, every Christian I've ever talked to had told me, go get your children, chase them, go let them know you love them, go after them, do whatever you got, fight for your children, fight. You fight to the end, fight to the day you die, fight for your children, let them know. Like Emmett Smith did, fight for your children. But I said, okay, I hear what the Christians are telling me to do. Okay, now let me see what Yah would do. And what does Yah do? Yah doesn't chase. He just sits. He just waits. He watched from afar to see their end, to see what the end will be. So I said, you know something? I'm going to take the example of Yah. I'm going to do what Yah did. I'm not going to chase. I'm going to sit back here and wait. Oh, he gives us Yeshua. I give you another example. He gives us an example with the prodigal son. Did you see the prodigal son chasing his son? Nope. He didn't chase him. He waited. He waited for his son to humble himself. And the father wrote this, because when you tell them, my people, this is so you think you're God. Okay, you don't get it. So let's take away that my people, if my people who are called by my name, let's use the prodigal son. Okay, we got a story of a father. His son went off and lived a lavish lifestyle. He came to the end of himself, and he finally says, man, this is bad. Let me go back to my father's house, and his servants are being treated better than this. Let me go and be a servant to my dad. And he came here, and the son had treated his father, said, son, I'm not even worthy to be called your son. Let me be one of your servants. And his father hugged him and threw the biggest party and says, guys, my son was dead. Now he's alive. You see, I already know if my children was to ever come back, I know the condition they have to come back to me. The only way that relationship is going to work, they're going to have to renounce Christianity. They're going to have to hate the world and love me. They can't do both. I'm not going to have a relationship with them being in the world and being with me. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. I can't be a friend with those who are of the world. I can't. If they want to truly have a relationship with me and follow me as I follow Messiah, they're going to have to renounce the ways of this world, just like I had to do that with when I came into the truth. They have to hate the things of the world. And that's what I'm going to expect of my seeds as well. And so where did I get that from? From the Bible. I'm just showing you guys, that's just a scenario. There's a scenario for everything. Any scenario you may be in, you can find it in the Bible. We just found it with Moses and the Israelites with the golden calf. It could be, hey, when I come home, I want them to greet me. And they don't do it, rebuke your wife, rebuke your children. Hey, when I come into that, when you hear that garage door go up or whatever you have, tell them what you want. Shape your family the way you want. Take the lead, men. Be the leaders. Lead by example. All right. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. That was good. That was good. We got a few things on the chat. We'll look at.
All right.
Close it up.
Hey, turn it. I mean, I can't hear you. I don't know if it's me or you, but
You can't. Check. 1, 2.
I can hear you. Just
Am I good?
bring the mic closer.
I'm pretty much right there.
Oh, you're right there. Okay. You got that nice, sexy voice, I guess. I don't know.
I
That
can
radio
up,
voice.
I can
Man,
turn it up here a little bit. Is this better? Testing.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Let me get to the chat here. We got some stuff from John Hugh. We haven't heard from John Hugh in a while.
Oh, John Hugh from Canada. Is that from UK? Yeah, UK. I haven't heard from. I hope everything is going. No, I gotta give him a call.
What if the woman is not interested in learning from her husband and has no respect for him? How do you deal with that?
Hey, it says in Sirach, if a woman won't do as you want, put her away, man. Give her a bill of divorce and send her in away. She's fruitless, Now, if she's not willing to learn from you, have no respect for you, then what do you got? You're just going to give yourself a headache. Just send her on her way. Keep on moving. Because the more you keep her around, then she thinks it's okay to be disrespectful. The only reason why she feels it, or if you want to kind of slow it down, because I don't know the whole situation when you're saying that, but remove your presence from the woman and see what happens. Just start standing on the word. One thing I learned, if you stand on the word of Yah and you just do what the word of Yah says, that woman would leave. She can't. Light and dark can't be together at the same time. Just like my ex-wife left, they cannot stand being in the truth. So just stand. Whatever you want in your house, you tell her to do it. If she doesn't do it, then let there be some consequences. Remove your presence. lock the door, make some changes, do something, make her feel uncomfortable. She will eventually leave. Or if those corrections are not getting her into the place that that you see hope in her, then write her a bill of divorce, put it in her hands, and send her out and keep on moving.
Yeah, like you say, either submit or quit, right?
Submit. I say that all the time at the community. We have a saying, I be having these short slogans, right? I said you can either submit or you can quit. But I'm not going to allow you guys to be lukewarm in this community. You're going to either do what we tell you to do or you can leave. We don't hold anybody against their will. We believe in freedom. Here at Straightway Truth Ministry, we believe that people should be free to do whatever it is that they want to do. We just happen to have some people here that want to do the will of the Father. But if you don't want to do the will of the Father, bro, we got 2 big doors. You can go in there, you can leave, and we'll send you on your way. And those gates will open up automatically. They'll just open up. Bye. Don't want to be a, you know what I'm saying? So that's the attitude I have. That's the attitude you should have for your family. You're either going to submit or you're going to quit. And so I usually don't have to do that. But if you're in a relationship with a husband and wife and you got a situation where she's not doing it, then you're, matter of fact, let me just say what the book will say, because I don't want you to think that I'm making this thing up. But if you go to Sirach chapter 25, let me just rewrite. This is what it says. It says, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. This is the answer to the question, right? I don't know if you can pull it up, but give the water. Sirach chapter 25, verse 25. Sometimes it's also called Ecclesiasticus. So right here, it says right here, give the water. It's just giving a concrete, something that water no passage. Don't give any passage. Neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. If she goes not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. That's it. Simple. So if you're in that situation, do what the book says to do. You have another question?
Hallelujah. Let's see here.
It's nice hearing from John Hugh. I mean, I guess.
Right, John Hugh. I mean, I don't know how, I've never met any other John Hughes, so maybe.
Yeah, no, that's the same John Hughes. Got to be.
Got to be, yeah. So we got Brewball Things here. Brother Shannon here. Ask a woman if a man can abort paying for the child. See the reaction. Okay, yeah, I guess he's probably talking about your reaction from the abortion. Can a man abort his duties? Like
no, he can't. Hey, they will not. Hey, let me tell you what they do here in America. If you have child support and you don't pay your child support, try to see if you can abort it. Look what's going to happen. Your ass will be in jail. They will put your ass in jail. You will be a slave and you will serve your time. And even after serving your time, you still have to pay child support. And you will be a slave for the rest of your life. I'm telling you, do not. That child support comes through the birth certificate. If you're married and you have children, then you automatically going to be stuck with that child. So try to do a huge settlement so you can get out of it, or don't divorce. This is what you do. Just try to get what you can get out of your estate. Get as much as you can get out. Let them do a no fault divorce. Don't sign anything, and then there's a good chance you can get out of child support that way because you weren't involved and it was a no-fault divorce. They normally don't go after. I've seen it twice. They don't come after you for child support on a no-fault divorce. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, yeah.
No-fault divorce.
Yep.
That's when the other person didn't show up, correct?
Oh, they default them.
Yeah, a default. Sorry, a default divorce. Yes, not no fault. There's a no-fault divorce.
Yeah.
A default divorce, meaning you didn't even show up and they move without you. I have not seen anybody yet have to pay child support in that situation. If you have a woman and you guys are not legally married, don't get a birth certificate, and she chooses to go get a birth certificate, don't go to the court to be the legal father. You could be the earthly father, you could be the natural father, but you don't want to be a legal father. It doesn't matter. Let's say I'm with a woman and she has children, and I go and adopt those children. And I say, I want to be the adopted father, right? If I become the adopted father or the legal guardian or whatever, and she divorces me or leaves, guess who's on the hook for child support for another man's wife? Me. I'll be on the hook. I said, but I'm not the father. It doesn't even matter. Even if your woman has an affair, let's say you're in a legal marriage and she has an affair and gets pregnant by another man, and you guys go through divorce and it's not even your child, that man will still have to pay child support for another man's seed. So guys, I'm telling you, this working with the state is wicked. Please, guys, be careful. Watch yourself. Okay. You have any more?
Yeah, we got Off-Grid Victory. So stop giving these top secret words.
I know, but I this is the only form that I can get the word out. Maybe we can start a Patreon and start dropping all these. There's a lot of stuff that I wish I could share, but I am trying to be wise here because
I think he was mostly referring to when you were giving
He's talking about women going crazy. Yep.
Mm-hmm. We got brother Helio Natalie Pulido.
Okay, and look what she says.
I'm a woman and I approve this message.
See, this is a woman. See, guys, look, because I don't think like a woman, but there go a woman literally says she approved this message. So I must be saying something right here. I mean, it just dropped in my spirit. I'm saying, wait a minute. She just said something. She said something. That's how they think. Because if she thinks we're going to be bored, that really is peace for us. But she thinks it's boring. That means she loves chaos. And the way a man creates good chaos is by standing his ground, doing his will in his house. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. And we got Xavier. Make sure you like and share the video.
Thank you, Xavier. Do what Xavier says.
Exactly. That's it. Make sure you guys like and comment, subscribe if you haven't already. If you want more resources, please go to straightway.com for newsletters. If you're interested in fellowship with Straightway, you can call the dining hall and ask for Elder Becker. The number to call is 615-688-3025. Again, if you'd like to see about fellowship nearby with Straightway, you can call the dining hall, ask for Elder Becker. The number to call is 615-688-3025. You can also visit straightway.com for more contact information. Elder Kabir, please give us your closing words.
Hey, guys. So, hey, guys, just want to give you guys a head up. We are getting close to the month of Abib. The new year is right around the corner, literally right around the corner. And 14 days from there, we got the feast of Passover, the feast of unleavened bread, and the feast of first fruits. So, guys, I hope you guys are preparing your hearts, your mind, and making sure that you guys are getting your house in order, meaning here, getting your house in order, getting your physical house in order, but getting that ready to be able to participate and partake in taking of the lamb. And the blood, the wine. So I hope you guys are doing that. This is important, guys. This is an exciting time that Yah has allowed us to be able to go to another feast. And don't take it nonchalant or these are precious time. Take it seriously. Take it very seriously. So as we prepare for the Passover, we still going to be putting content out there. And so please continue to watch, subscribe, like, and participate there. We may or may not do a live stream next week. But we will have something out there. It may not be live, but if it is live, we'll be here at the same time here. So please check us out. But I look forward, if this is the last time I may talk to you, because I don't know if it's going to be this week or next week. But if I don't see you, I look forward to seeing you at the feast, you, and you. And guys, I just want to remember, guys, brothers, I hope this message that we have done to this live stream we did with you guys, lead by example, by being obedient to your master. Be a good bride to your master so that your women and your children knows what it looks like to be a good bride, a good servant. And now you can be able to demand and teach your family on how to be a good bride because you yourself have done it. So remember what we always say, be faithful in the little. Until next time, shalom, shalom.